So if we talk about the series of MVC, MVC1 to MVC5. So initially MVC is having four kinds of filter. Now in MVC5, they introduced one more filter. It's called I authentication filter. So overall, MVC is having 5 filters, right? Not inbuilt filters. So they have given 5 filters in MVC. The first is on authentication filter. I authentication filter. This is introduced in your I authentication filter in MVC5. And if you go for the older version of MVC, they have only 4 filters. I authentication in MVC5 they introduced I authorization filter, right? Third, I action filter. And fourth, I result filter. Look at the sequence. I result filter, and last, may or may not, is called I exception filter. I exception filter. So I'm getting all the filters name. I authentication, I authorization, I action filter, I result filter, and I exception filter, right? And MVC5 introduced your I authentication. Otherwise, we have earlier 4 kinds of filter. So what exactly a filter is? Why do we need a filter? If you talk about MVC, the route table, you have the controller. So what is controller? Controller is a class. And what is action? Action is a basically function. So if you want to make a route in MVC, there is a combination of your controller plus action is said to be route. Is said to be route. It means anyone can request to you by this route. Every controller is a public, every action is a public. And in MVC, if you want to make any route, you cannot have any other scope of the function. It always be public. Go and try, take a protected scope, your internal scope. None of the scope is allowed for making a route in MVC. It always be public. Similarly, the class will be public. So don't, here you go for C# classes. We can have multiple kinds of access modifier. MVC route, the condition is the class must be your public and function must be public. Then you can make a route. Believe we have the first is called register controller. Take an example. Register URL. We have login URL and we have the home after the login. I have made 3 route. Register route. User comes, he can go for registration, and once he has done registration, he can go for login, and just after login, he is getting the dashboard as a home controller. You can perform there all the operations for any particular table using repository or any other architecture, and you can have the list of data in all the possibilities of operations. It means if any person has memorized this URL, you can directly access this URL then. Getting Bilal, what I'm trying to convince? Just see. So,
Yes.
person comes, He can go for registration. Just after registration, he go for login. And after the login, he has to go for any home dashboard page and welcome to your name as a state management. And you apply proper repository pattern using database first or code first, performing all the operations for any particular table in this controller in this view. And if any X user, any introducer has remembered the URL of this route, this route, he can open the browser. He is getting the data directly. Then what is the benefit of this doing a login then? How you can secure your route? How you can secure your route? So if he try to uh, remember this URL and opening the browser and entering this URL, he is getting a data. He should redirect to the login page. He should redirect to the login page. So filter is basically a kind of logic, you can inject at control level or act at action level. So whenever user is trying to enter the home URL, uh, so filter should be fired automatic, and they can check your claim, your identity. If you don't have sufficient identity, it can revert back. It can send to the login page. That's a one kind of use of filter, right? We can go for role-based authentication. If a role is this, user is this, we can go for viewing this page only. So what is filter? Filter is basically, you can inject your logic. You can inject your logic at class level or at function level. So now I'm having suppose a home controller and having a function called display data. Anyone can remember your URL and he can go for getting a data from display function. So how you can restrict to user if you have amount of proper claim for identification or identity, you are supposed to access this kind of page. And if there is no filter, what you will do? Just think technically. You will be writing your logic within the function itself. Suppose there is a function called display data. Display data. I'm writing the logic for fetching a data from any repository and showing to your presentation layer called view, right? I want to restrict if you have proper identity, you are supposed to access this function. And if there is no filter at all, what you will do? How you can apply the constraint for this function? Only certain user can go for accessing, not certain. Those users can go for accessing this function who's having proper claim or identity in a database for this particular controller or any function. If there is no concept of filter, so user will remember your URL and the function gets triggered, even the control also gets triggered. And then you will apply the if condition. Look at how you can write a if condition within a function. The function is executed. Getting Bilal, just see.
Yes, sir. Getting.
So now the actual use of filter is decouple your logic, decouple your constraint from the function. Don't write the logic, don't write a constraint for accessing the function within the function itself. Don't insert any kind of logic to authorize, not to authorize, to authenticate, not to authenticate within a function itself. Decouple this code for constraint checking, for user checking, any kind of constraint within a function itself. Eliminate this code right in a certain place. So whenever user is trying to access this URL, this code will automatically triggered. This code not automatically, this code will be triggered first. Are you a authenticate user for accessing this function or not? You can check at this point. So your logic for authentication, the logic of authorization should be decoupled from the function. But don't write a if condition within this function. So overall, the use of filter is you can write your code, appropriate code before executing the function. So action filter is basically kind of constraint. It can apply it at class level, it can apply it at a function level, or you can also go for global level as a global exception. So if you have made 100 of route in MVC and you want to go for, if any exception comes in any controller, we can go for global level. So you can go for control level exception handling, you can go for the actual complete application level exception handling. So the actual use of filter is you write your code at a certain place so that code will be decoupled from your actual function. You should not write your if condition within a function to check whether he is the right user to access this data or not. So action filter decoupled your code from the real function and the controller. You can write your code in a separate place, and whenever user requests to that controller or any function, this code will be triggered. Okay, Sandeep sir, I got your point. So what exactly?
सर सर ये जो आपने अभी जस्ट बोला कि कोई भी फंक्शन है उसमें अगर आपको ये डालना है कि काइंड ऑफ ऑथराइजेशन अपन डालते हैं कि ये पर्टिकुलर यूजर उसका मतलब यूज कर सकता है कि नहीं, या कोई एक और कंडीशन डालनी है किसी फंक्शन में, उसके लिए हम एक्शन फिल्टर यूज करते हैं। मेरा पूछना ये है कि ऑथराइजेशन का समझ में आया, एक्सेप्शन का समझ में आया, एक्शन और रिजल्ट में ऐसा क्या कंडीशन रहेगा कि हमको एक्शन फिल्टर यूज करना पड़े? आई मीन हाँ
Now, when you write any function, when you write any function, and function forward a request to view. So, how many you write your logic within a function, and function give output to your view by certain ways. View back, view data. There are several ways you can go for taking a data from the function and giving to your view. So my question is, I want to maintain the log, log. So this function is taking how much time to perform the task. So you have to go for on action executing and on action executed. When you go for maintaining the log for any particular action, so you have to go for on action executing and on action executed. So if you want to go for maintain the log of any function, you have to use the action filter. Now comes to view. It's called a CSHTML file. We're injecting certain code at view level, and that view is populating a data, whatever. So performance wise, your view should execute on the right time. If view takes a time, it can give you a poor rendering result to the user. So at what time request comes to action, at what time request moves from action to view, and how much time view takes to perform the task, I should know for the performance, right? So we can maintain the log for action level execution. Action takes this amount of time to perform the task, and view takes this amount of task to perform the task. We don't write a big, a big lines of program within a view itself. It can degrade a performance because there's a script timeout. There's a script timeout. So when to go for action filter and when to go for result filter when you want to maintain the log. Getting justice, sir?
ठीक है सर, ठीक है, समझा समझ गया सर। हाँ
Thank you. So now overall, being as a developer, we got an idea. We have five kinds of filter. But a question comes, how many functions there? If you don't have the entire logic, entire description knowledge of all the filters, you never go for adjust. This I authentication filter is having two functions. Can you believe? I authorization is having one. I action filter two. Achha. I result filter again two. And I exception filter one. Look at the mathematics. 2 plus 1, 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 8. If you combine all the interface and total number of functions there, 8. Now, so first question is, what is filter? Let us write your code at certain place. It should be decoupled from the function level. You should not write a if condition within a function, right? So you can write a code separate. As a guard, you can say, as a guard for controller level or guard for action level, or guard for the entire application level. You also can go. Now, let me visit what exactly authentication, what are functions there in that interface. So make a next diagram. Think for. So sequence is authentication, then authorization, then action, then result, then exception. It's called order of execution of your filters. Now, and the last is called may or may not is called exception. Now, think for the first interface is called authentication. Authentication interface. So it's an impressive point in an interview. I have counted number of functions combining all the interfaces called 8. Good. It's a good point. Now, what are those, Sandeep? Authentication filter is having two functions. One is called on authentication. I'm requesting right on everyone. One function name on authentication. So at what time this function gets triggered, don't ask, please. It's a very first class today. Wait for tomorrow. On authentication. Why do we go for on authentication? Forget. So let me count first all the functions name, then we can apply the common sense. Achha, this function triggered at this point, this function is at this point. So one function is called on authentication and second function called on authentication challenge. On authentication challenge. On authentication challenge. Please don't ask today the working of on authentication and on authentication challenge. So being as a developer, I should know all the interfaces name, I should know all the functions name, and I should know why I'm using filter. So write your logic not within the function itself for any kind of activities. Decouple your actual code from the filter. So it gives you decoupling kind of privileges. So now we have two functions within a authentication interface. One is called on authentication, second called on authentication challenge. When this function will be triggered, don't ask, please. It's a very first session today. Next point is, so next is authorization filter. Authorization filter. Authorization. This interface is having single function, only one method. Can you tell me, Bilal, what's the method name? Anyone?
Yes, sir. It's on authorization.
On authorization.
Beautiful. On authorization. And when this function will be triggered, please. On authorization. Okay. Now third is your action filter. Action filter. This interface will have two functions. One is called on action executing. On action executing. And second, on action executed. On action executed. So these two functions plays a major role because when you come inside the function, what kind of logic you have inserted there, penetrated within a function. So why this function is taking a long time to perform the task. So being as architect, we should know okay, what is the cause of a delay, the execution of the function. So if you go for maintain the log, so yes, this function is taking this kind of time to perform the task. So we can trap the log for a function execution by using the on action executing and on action executed. These two functions plays a really major role when you go for maintain the log of your application or your controller. Now, next is called the result filter. I result filter. Again, we have a two function within this interface, and all functions returns as a void, but they are differed by the parameters. But all the functions, whether on authentication, challenge, on authorization, on action executing, on action executed, all functions returns as a void. Yes, they are differed by the parameter, right? I result filter concern to your view, concern to your CS HTML part. So you write a code within the view, why your code is taking much more time to perform the task. And a skip timeout is there. When you go for making any web page and host over the server and client request to that page, so there is a skip timeout. Server gives, IIS gives a skip timeout for any particular page. 90-second time is default. 90-second is default timer for a skip timeout. So performance, the why this view is taking much more time. So if you want to go for this kind of activities, there are several use. Wait for next session. I will tell you several use of action filter, when to go for action filter, when to go for result filter. But one thing is there, action filter pertaining to your action, action execution, action can forward a request to view. So, so this kind of activity you want to go for, you go with the action filter. Now, I result filter is again concerned to your view as a razor view, as your CSHTML file. Here we have two functions. It's called on result filter, on result executing, on result executing, and definitely on result executed. Result executed. Now, come to last part is called I exception filter. We know what about this interface? Two function or one function? Bilal, I exception filter.
So only one function, that is on exception.
Perfect answer. This interface is having a single function is called on exception. It's a broad knowledge. I can see the entire screen, the number of functions in all the interfaces. So two in I authentication, two in I action filter, two in your I result filter, 2 3 is 6, and one in your I authorization is called 7, and one only on exception is called 8. Now, last part is for today's session, I want to make my own filter for, it could be authentication, it could be authorization, it could be for global filter, global exception filter, it could for action track, action trap, action log. So you have to inherit your class from action filter class. Don't be confused. It's a separate interface. We have a class called action filter. Action filter attribute. The actual class name is action filter attribute. Action filter attribute. So if your class is not inheriting from this class, you can't make your own filter as a custom filter. You can apply at class level, or you can apply at the function level. Because every filter is having a base class called attribute. Unless and until if a class does not inherit from attribute class, you can't make an attribute. So what is attribute? You can perform additional task for your class. You can perform additional tasks for your function. So what is filter? Yes, I got a perfect answer. What is filter? The filter means I want to perform additional task for this class or additional logic for the function. But you can't make your filter. You can't make your filter unless and until if your class does not inherit from the action filter attribute. An action filter attribute internally inheriting from the filter attribute and comma certain interface And overall filter attribute class is inheriting from the attribute class. So overall, if you want to make own filter, finally, your class must be inheriting from the action filter, and action filter class must be inheriting from the filter attribute, or this class is definitely using a certain interface as a filter. Let me check. So if you go for action filter, so action filter. So what I'm trying to discuss, if you want to make your filter as an attribute which can apply before a controller or before a function, your class must be inheriting from the action filter attribute. Action filter attribute. And look at, go to definition, you will be finding there, right? Look at here. So this action filter class internally is implementing two interface, one called iActionFilter and second called ResultFilter. Great. So if your class is inheriting from this action filter attribute class, and the reason is this class is inheriting from the filter attribute. So go to filter attribute. Oh yes, finally. So action filter class is inheriting from the filter attribute class, and filter attribute class is inheriting from the attribute class. Then you are supposed to make your filter for a pre-processing logic or post-processing logic for your action level or the control level. So if you don't inherit your class, finally, if you don't inherit your class from action filter, you can't make your own custom filter for your control level and action level. And it's a so filter attribute is a abstract class. And what about Sandeep? The action filter. Action filter is your again abstract class. So you cannot create an object of action filter class, always keep in mind. So if you want to use the behavior of this class, you want to go for accessing the function of this class. Unfortunately, the best part of this filter is this filter is implementing two interface, one called iAction and second called result filter. iAuthentication on iAuthorization or iResult filter, sorry, iException filter, your choice. But whenever you are making own filter, you're getting the blessing of two interface, one called iAction filter or result filter. An action filter is abstract class. There is no chance of making a object of this class. You have to go for inheritance. Overall, conclusion for today's class is, if you have decided to make your filter for authentication, for authorization, for global filter, or to maintain the log at action level or at view level, your class must be inheriting from the action filter class. Then you are supposed to make a custom filter.